Hi, good morning. It's Wednesday, third day. We relocated last night, pulled out of the area that we'd backpacked into, and came to another area that we had scouted earlier, and have heard several more bugles this morning down in this canyon. So we're just kind of glassing this morning, see what's in this area. And once we find the bull we like, we'll go after him. But got a bull down here. He's a 7x6 with about 15 cows, and he's running them pretty good. So, not as windy today. We're expecting some showers a little later, thunderstorms. But hopefully this new area produces for us. We'll keep an eye out. They're filing in. Yeah. Well, there's a pretty nice bull in here. I mean, he's like a little 6x7, like a 310 bull, pushing some cows. And then two hunters came right at the bottom of this private. It's kind of private in the bottom and surrounded by public land, so kind of a bummer. They went and chased those guys. Got one other area we're going to check out that buddy Chris has hunted before. And I think that's where we're going to head next and see if we can just find some elk we can settle in and hunt. Today's nice day, so just keep moving until we find some elk to hunt. That's the plan. It's map time. I've circled 3 or 4 areas that we wanted to focus on, and we've checked one of those off, and we're trying just to see how we can check these other 3 areas out. So we're just looking at some maps now, trying to make sure we figure out access into some of these areas. That's what we're strategizing on right now, making a game plan for this evening and tomorrow morning. So we're just walking up the trail. We're always looking for sign, rubs, poo. So on the ground here, just came across, it's fairly old, but some elk droppings. You can see they're just nice little round shape. This is a cow. So you can tell it's a cow. A bull's gonna be much bigger. It's gonna have a little indent in it. So we know that this is a cow because of the shape and the size of the poop, and helps us to know that there are cows in the area. So some of the things we look for on the trail.
I thought you were going to say by the taste of it.
Yeah, they taste good too if you run out of food. the middle of the day here, we found an awesome wallow. Actually, a series of 3 wallows over here. So while the midday, doldrums are going on, we're just gonna sit here by this wallow. It's been hammered. Maybe there'll be some elk coming in. Just gonna rest a minute, see if something comes into the wallow. That's our plan. We're about 5:30 in the afternoon. We've been kind of chilling all day. A couple rainstorms passed through. It's just perfect right now. We've got wet ground, really quiet. The wind's died down just a little bit. Just kind of working down through this bottom. Actually followed a pulse track all the way down here. This is brand new. The last week or so. Just no talking. It's crazy. September 11th. So hopefully we can run into something as we work down through here. It's all we can hope for. We keep bugling, it's no response. So gotta find some cows. The bulls will be talking. a scream come back. Problem is we had shifty wind. There was a little 6-point that came into my calls to 45 yards. We got some footage of him, but the big bull back here in the trees, I heard him raking a little bit, so he still could be around, but the wind has been so shifty, I think he took off. We're gonna just ease in there and see what we can see.
I think just based on the simple fact that there's no brutal wind blowing 60 miles an hour, the decision to move areas was a good one. And even though there's not that gusting wind that they dealt with the past 2 episodes, the wind's still completely inconsistent. And those fickle winds make it really hard as you're trying to move in on a bedded bull, or even if you spot elk and try to move down, it just destroys your confidence to have that wind switch continually and be swirling. So now they're dealing with the inconsistent winds, but I'm pretty confident that their choice to move to a new area is the right one. And that's actually what I want to talk about today for the strategy for success, is the importance of having multiple backup areas. And when you get to an area, if you put all of your effort into one specific area, there are a lot of things that can go wrong, or a lot of variables that come into play that might affect whether the elk are there or whether you can hunt the elk there. And we've got predators, hunting pressure, the weather, full moon, all these different things that can have an effect on your elk hunt. And if you only have one area that you've scouted, or one area you've really looked into and know really well, and you get there and that happens, you can sometimes go into a paralysis of not knowing what to do next. And you end up in that rut where you're doing the same thing over and over and over, just hoping something changes. And Jeff's decision to completely move to a new area, to pack out, hike all the way out, go to a completely different area and try to basically start over based on intel they had. They're hunting with their good friend Chris, and Chris has hunted this area before, so he knows a few other areas, and they're heading out to check out some of those other areas throughout the next couple of days. But I think that it's really important to stress the fact of having multiple areas when you scout, whether you scout or e-scout, just making sure that you have backup plans, because if something does go wrong, you want to immediately jump to your next plan so you aren't wasting days, so you aren't becoming paralyzed trying to figure out, should I move, should I stay, I don't know where to go. And just that indecisiveness sometimes can cost you days and cost you opportunities. So that's today's strategy for success that's brought to you by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation. Have multiple backup areas and don't hesitate. If hunting's tough, if you aren't getting into elk, don't even hesitate to move to the next backup area. Another comment that we're getting a ton of interest in, or just a lot of comments about, are the stabilizers that we use. And you saw Donnie and I have used them. Donnie's hunting in Idaho while we were in Oregon. And a lot of comments came in while we were in Oregon about those stabilizers and being so long, and do they get tangled up in the brush, and why are you shooting such a long stabilizer? So I just wanted to quickly show you, this is the crossover stabilizer that we use. And I've never been a big stabilizer guy. I always shot just a normal 12-inch stabilizer for hunting, and it worked great. But I tried one of these out a few years ago, and when I extended that thing out to 33 inches and put it on the end of my bow stabilized so much. It just locked in on the target. There was no movement. And my groups actually improved at longer distances, like 50, 60 yards, improved by about 50%. So huge believer in that. I think it absolutely adds to my accuracy when I'm shooting. And the nice thing is, if you are in tight brush and you don't feel comfortable dragging that through there, you compact it down to a normal size. And then if you get out in the open, or if you have an animal out there, you want to extend it out, you can. I keep mine extended usually about there, which I think is 22, 24 inches, somewhere in there. And honestly, when it's on my bow, and these just tighten up just like legs on a tripod, and when it's on my bow, and I'm carrying my bow on my hip, it sits right about there behind my shoulder. So it actually rests on my shoulder. I can balance my bow there, and they're awesome. So you can check it out. Just click down below. They've got a link. I've got a link in the description down below. That'll take you to the Elk 101 store, where you can learn more about these and order one if you want to. And since we're getting ready to talk about gear giveaways, let's just give this one away. So comment below. One winner today is going to win a Crossover 1233 stabilizer. And the other winner is going to win our daily package number 3, which is the Mountain Ops Ignite, the YETI Rambler, and the Elk Call package. So 2 winners today, and that's the scoop on the crossover stabilizer we use. I also did a review on those stabilizers a year or 2 ago here on YouTube, and you can click right up there, top of the screen on the right side right now, where you see that little eye icon. Click on that and it'll take you to the video review I did on those stabilizers. So don't forget to enter all of these giveaways. Just comment below, go to elk101.com/Destination Elk for an extra entry in all of the daily giveaways. And don't forget to sign up for the University of Elk Hunting online course and use the code DESTINATION. Just go to elk101.com/online course. And Jeff is in a new area, still battling a little bit of inconsistent winds, but they're going to try a new area tomorrow, and you want to stick around for that action. And don't forget, when Jeff tags out, we're confident in Jeff's abilities to tag out on an elk hunt. When he tags out, we're going to be giving away a YETI 210 cooler, which is the giant cooler that'll fit an entire elk in it. So, same time tomorrow night, be back here, and we will see you then.